So feminism was supposed to create equality between men and women. But I'm going to tell you guys from my experience, actually feminism has made women, you guys have all heard them say that it makes them want to become men. And they pretty much are growing a pair of nuts and they have their pants on. Or as Kevin Samuels used to say, put your dick back in your pants. Now, I'm going to tell you guys my personal experience, and you guys have been watching me for a while. You've heard me tell the story about how feminism has made women envious of men. Not only do they want to be men and have their place, but if they, instead of them, as they historically have done, have chased men with the good careers and all the money and the wealth and resources, now they would actually try to tear you down out of jealousy and or envy. I'm Austin Holleman. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Let's get into it. Now, the first one was whenever I was actually about 19, 20, and 21 years old, whenever I was a barber in Texas. And I was actually in a relationship with a girl that I had met around the time I was 19. And I was cutting hair illegally. Okay, I was cutting hair while I was in barber school, before I got in barber school, while I was in college. I dropped out of college. I was dating her while I was in college, and I moved her into an apartment where we moved in together. Women don't like to hear you say that you moved them in, but you moved them in together. We moved in together, and the entire time I can recall that I'm literally busting my ass, risking not being able to get my license because I'm cutting hair illegally. You're not supposed to cut hair in a barbershop or at home or anything before you have your license. And I remember that this chick, I'm not going to say her name, but if she's watching, she knows who she is. She would literally be, while I would have clients over, come over, make as much noise, try to stir up as much drama. And then whenever I went to go take I did that for about a year. And whenever I went to go take my barber's exam to get my Class A barber's license in Texas, everybody congratulated me but her. And the only person, so I actually had a statement where I said I was sleeping with the enemy. And I still to this day believe that, because everything that I did to try to make, and I was paying all the bills too. So everything that I did to try to make everything work was literally being shitted on. Whenever I made enough money to get my own car on a car note, which you guys know I had a Buick. Some people like to make fun of that. It was a nice car. She was the only person. Everybody's like, oh, you got a nice car. I'm so proud of you. Got your own first car. I was about 20 years old. Actually, I was 19. And she's the only one that said, why did you get that color? Not because she was driving a low-down piece of shit, but I'm just saying that, why were you the only one that would say something like that? And I'm a firm believer that, again, instead of the new programming for young women, instead of them wanting to find a man that has a career, at least in the United States or Western countries, is to be envious of men that have gotten ahead of them, because they feel like they're in competition with you now, instead of being your road dog, I guess you would say. Instead of them being by your side, they want to compete with you. Of course, it's not always the case. Of course, usually as women get older, they usually don't figure this shit out until they get about 45. But of course, I've met women from England, Portugal and other places or even Kenya, for sure. The next story is going to be about a Kenya woman. For sure that they will be proud and support you and actually accelerate your career. But in the United States, I found that to be the complete opposite. The more successful I got, the more intimidated and the more envious women became of me. And the second story is actually here when I was in Kenya. And this was with a woman that was in not necessarily a similar career, but it was a career that she had where she needed notoriety, where she needed to essentially she was going to be famous. The more successful her career was going to cause her to be more famous. And usually what these women will do is they will shower you with comments, but they'll be backhanded compliments at the same time. And I remember her saying like, oh, like you're not doing that well, you're not that famous here in Kenya. And literally, if you guys know me, I can go to any event, any mall, and I'm gonna get recognized at least 5 times within 2 or 3 hours. And I'm not saying I'm Rick Ross famous or nothing like that, but there's a level of notoriety. And I don't know why this woman was jealous of me, because actually she's on a major platform that everybody uses worldwide. And I'm on there too, but this is a platform. I'm not going to give up too information because I don't feel like getting a fucking lawsuit threat calls from her. But essentially what she's done is bigger than me. And so of her being like, oh, this guy's a YouTuber, I'm going to use him to boost my career. And that's why I say that, Kenya does have some of those westernization, thanks to the UN and the United States and all those other IMF loans and stuff like that. There is some westernization that happens here. But instead of her being like, at least just fucking use me. At least use me. But instead, they would rather sabotage the whole thing and be like, I have so much envy or jealousy in my heart, I'm gonna sabotage the whole thing. And we ended up not getting along because I don't tolerate bullshit, and her being envious and making it seem like I'm a nobody and I haven't accomplished anything was not gonna work for me. And the same envy that feminism has created for women towards men is the same envy and division that has kept nations separated, especially nations on the continent of Africa. And if you guys would like to hear more of my social studies topics, especially how Africa should not become one single country, I think that's the most ridiculous. Actually, I think it's a very stupid idea. I made a video about that right here. Make sure you click this video and watch and give me your opinion. I would love to hear your opinion. If I'm wrong in the comments, make sure you leave a comment. If you feel like I'm stupid and the idea is great, tell me that. And for everybody else that likes vlogs, I'm going to continue the rest of this video to vlog. I'm here at this restaurant that I eat only these potatoes at. I love these potatoes that they have here. They call them home fries here. I'm going to eat these and then I'm going to go home. I got a brand new couch that I'm picking up, thank God. And then I'm going to the dentist to finally get my root canal filled because I don't have to have surgery. It completely heals, so now I just got to stuff it and fill it. And then I'm going to tell her I want to come back next week to replace both of my teeth because I've been spending a lot of money. I have bills back to back. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let's continue. Another thing that brings me to think, I remember, in the United States, it felt like you really couldn't do nothing right? You advance your career, now you're scaring women off. The chick I'm talking to right now, she wants me to buy her flowers. I'm telling her like, yo, I've been programmed to not buy flowers. Like, oh, how come you don't buy me flowers? You know that it's a gesture. And I said, I've learned other ways to show my gesture. Every single chick that I bought flowers in the States fucking ghosted me after that. So I was like, maybe I am the problem. And the problem that I'm doing is don't buy flowers. So far that has worked. So I do not buy flowers. Maybe I had to relearn that again. But yeah, over there that shit doesn't work. Now I know there's a woman that's 40 plus years old. It's like, I like flowers. I'm not talking to you. Because I said before, y'all usually don't figure it out till the time y'all about 40 years old that you being an asshole. As far as American chicks go. But yeah, so if you guys watch my videos when I first came out on YouTube, I was talking about usually I was dating cougars when I was in the States because those are the only ones that seem to have 80% of their head on right. The ones that was 21, 22 couldn't even speak to them. Like the video if you're a young man watching this, I'm speaking to you. I really don't like talking about these topics anymore, but I'm just giving my audience something to relate to. I'm not in y'all situation no more. I'm in Kenya. I remember even on TikTok, I came out with a video that literally said, stop buying women flowers. So you guys, I'm spending about 2 hours a day reading this book. If you have any book recommendations, let me know. I've been reading it for about 3 days and I'm already on chapter 3, so I'll let you guys know what I think at the end. Okay, so as stated in the previous clip, I did get the couch. But now we have a new problem. Number one, though, I'm going to put my old pillows instead of those. They didn't have that many nice pillows. But I'll just have somebody make some more of these little small pillows. But the next problem is this table. It was good for the other couch, but for L seat, it's not good. So I'm probably going to have to get like a round table to put there because this ottoman is here too. So let me know what y'all think. And then the next problem is that now this room was all nice and neat. But now I had this couch, so I'm probably going to have to sell it, so whatever.